Hi everyone, this is Yoav Waxman, Professor of Economics at Coastal Carolina University, and today we're going to cover Lesson 1. Let's start with the definition of what economics is. Economics is a study of how agents make choices with limited resources. An agent can mean a consumer, an investor, a company, or even a government agency. Economics is divided into two fields. One of them is macroeconomics, which studies the entire economy, like the US economy, Germany, Japan, or even the global economy, and any issues that affect the entire economy. And microeconomics studies individual choices by agents such as consumers, investors, producers, and local governments. With that definition in mind, think about each of the following topics and which of the two fields they fall under. The unemployment rate. What majors students choose? A local property tax, and the exchange rate between the US dollar and the euro, the two most important currencies in the world. Now please pause the video and answer each of these topics and what fields it falls under. Unemployment rate is a macroeconomics topic. Unemployment affects the entire economy and is reported for the United States. What major students choose is a microeconomics topic. It's an individual choice made by students. Local property tax is also a microeconomics topic. Although it's a government decision, it's a decision made by a local government. Local government fall under micro, where the decision of the federal government, such as increasing income tax or lowering interest rates in the US, falls under macro. And finally, the exchange rate between the US dollar and the euro is a macroeconomics topic. It affects our trade and therefore the entire economy. Another very important concept in economics is the idea of scarcity. Scarcity is a condition in which our resources are not sufficient to meet all our needs and want. If we had all the time and money in the world, we can do and buy anything we wanted. That would be a fun life at first, but life is full of important choices, and without choices and without limited resources, we also have a limited motivation. In economics, it's important to distinguish between absolute scarcity, which is a condition in which some of your basic needs are not met. For example, people who live in Africa and don't have access to clean water, or somebody who lives in Syria and had to leave their home and live in a refugee camp because the government bombed their apartment building. And relative scarcity, which is a condition that most people in the Western world live under, in which they have their basic needs such as a shelter, access to clean water, enough food, and some access to basic healthcare met, but there are many other things that they want that they cannot get because their resources are limited. The resource for individuals are predominantly time and money. We are each constrained with budget, but even if we had all the money in the world, we couldn't do everything because our time here on this earth is also limited. As individuals, we face two types of costs. One of these costs is accounting costs, and that's the cost that most people think about. Suppose you go to college and you have to pay tuition and fees and textbook. All of these are accounting costs and can be directly measured in dollars. But we also have an opportunity cost. When we choose to do something because our time and budget is constrained, we also choose to give up other things. Opportunity cost is the net benefit of the next best alternative. So if you're going to college, your alternative may be to work full-time, or you may be making $30,000 or $40,000 a year. You gave up the net benefit of working by choosing to be a full-time student in college. Let's look at this example to illustrate the point of opportunity cost. Lisa goes to the movies. She pays $10 for the ticket, $8 for snacks, and $2 for gasoline. She gives up working as a babysitter for 4 hours and being paid $10 an hour. What is her accounting cost and what is her opportunity cost? Now please pause the video and try to figure out the answer to each of the two questions. Assuming that you worked on the questions already, let's look at the answer. In this case, the accounting cost is $20. Lisa had to pay $2 to get to the movies in gasoline costs. She had to pay $10 for the ticket and $8 for snack. You add those up and you get $20. Her opportunity cost is actually higher. And in many cases, people's opportunity cost is higher than their accounting cost. In this case, her opportunity cost is 4 hours she could have been babysitting, times $10 an hour, or the $40 in net benefit that she would have gained for being a babysitter. Notice that in life we have many choices, but the opportunity cost is the net benefit of the next best choice. So let's say you choose to go to class and you can think of all the other things that you could have done instead, whether it's studying, working, playing games, sleeping, or eating. The next best choice is your opportunity cost, and we measure that opportunity cost by looking at the net benefit of that next best choice. In economics, we also want to talk about the difference between normative versus positive statements. Normative statements are essentially a recommendation. We recommend that somebody, or maybe an organization, do something. Where positive statements are facts, or at least factual statements, things that can be proven or disproven. Let's look at each of the following statements below, and you can think whether it's a positive statement, a normative statement, or neither one. Here's a list of statements. The US GDP is over 19 trillion, let's say for 2020. Today is a beautiful day. You should exercise 4 times per week, and the US government should cut spending to reduce the deficit. There are 4 statements here. Please stop the video and answer whether each of these questions is normative, positive, or perhaps neither one. Assuming that you answered that question, let's look at each of these statements individually. The US GDP is over $19 trillion. That is a positive statement. In this case, it's true, but even if it was false, it could be proven or disproven. A factual statement is a positive statement. Today is a beautiful day is neither positive or normative. For starter, we don't know which day of the we're going to talk about. So depending on when you're listening to this, the day can be either rainy or sunny, or maybe very windy, cold or hot. And for another thing, the term beautiful day is highly subjective. You might enjoy rainy, cold days, or I enjoy sunny, windy days. Everyone's taste is different. So this statement is an opinion, and it's neither a recommendation nor fact. Finally, both the last statements are normative statements. The first one is a recommendation to an individual. They should exercise 4 times per week. And the second one is a recommendation for a government. A recommendation made for either an individual or a government is a normative statement. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. You're welcome to contact me if you're in my class and have any questions. Good luck.